the LA Rams. Kansas City has a deal to trade the two-time All-Pro and a 2018 sixth-round pick in exchange for a 2018 and 2019 draft pick from the Rams. Peters, no stranger to speaking his mind, is making headlines for what he said in an interview on NFL Network. Peters was asked about trying to avoid making a tackle. He said, quote, "Sometimes you've got to make a business decision. It's a business decision. If he's running, other people have a job too." Since entering the league in 2015, Peters has been one of the most productive defensive backs in the game with 19 interceptions and 6 forced fumbles. Peters now joins the Rams team that had 18 interceptions last season, which was the most by the team since they had 18 in 2007. Now back to First Take.
So Marcus Peters isn't exactly ready to risk it all on the field. Stephen A., do you have a problem with Peters saying he sometimes makes business decisions instead of tackling?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. We have to look at it from this perspective. And listen, Marcus Peters is a baller. I think he's big time. And I think that Andy Reid is far from stupid. So the Kansas City Chiefs' willingness to move this guy is because they didn't want to invest in him long term. Part of it is this attitude. And when you look at it from that perspective, to come out and to publicly state that you didn't tackle all the time because it was a business decision says one thing and one thing above all else. You don't deserve anything more than a 1-year guaranteed contract at a time. I wouldn't invest in him long term either. Year to year to year. When you tackle, I'll pay you. When you choose not to, I won't. That's what happens when you open your mouth and you say stuff like that. I am not talking about Marcus Peters, the player. He's big time. I'm not talking about Marcus Peters, the person. I don't know him. I am talking about specifically his quote. You cannot say that when you are looking to get paid. That is just asinine. And that's what he did. And the fact that he would say something like that, knowing that he's looking for his money down the line, I don't know who the hell told him that's going to facilitate him getting paid, because I don't think it's going to. I think an executive is always looking for an excuse to get the best product for the cheapest amount of money imaginable. And Marcus Peters just handed it to those executives on a silver platter. They are going to look to lowball him at every turn. And if not in the actual dollars, certainly in the amount of years. He just gave them justification to invest in him 1 year at a time, because you don't know when he's going to invoke business decisions to exercise a dereliction of duty. That's what his comments just did. And I'm very sad for him, because I think he deserves big time money. And I think he just got in his own way when it comes to getting it.
Well, there's a lot here. First of all, I could turn that argument right around, Stephen A. Really, the way you get paid in the NFL is based on what they project you will do. That includes how many years they think you're going to be around. For example, one of the reasons running backs don't go even higher in the draft, even the really special ones, a couple of times in recent years, maybe including this one, you may have a top 5 pick, is not just because the quarterback position is so important, but it's because quarterbacks can play 20 years, 18 years, 17 years. Running back's going to give you 5 or 6 prime years. So you're not going to have him that long, right? So that's part of how you get paid, because the guaranteed money is in a bonus, which is then prorated over years. The more years you have in front of you, the more they can prorate that guaranteed money, the less of a cap it is per year for the team. So if you have a player who makes business decisions, now, I don't mean you're in the playoff hunt, this is a critical part of the game. You may have to risk injury to make the play, and you don't make that. If that's your business decision, that's not going to bode well for your future in the league in terms of how you're perceived and how you're paid. But if it's a game that's out of hand one way or another, and you're not in the playoff hunt, or else the playoff spot is locked up, the seating's locked up, and there's a big running back coming your way, and you make a business decision, you know, does that increase or decrease the likelihood that you're going to be around? If it was my favorite player, I'd want him to sometimes make well-calculated business decisions, because it means he will be around to make plays and tackles when it's important. I mean, that's just the way it works. Look, I know so many, and so do you, Stephen A., so many guys who played in the NFL very well at a high level for many years, who will admit totally off camera, of course I made business decisions. That's nothing new. Even among really good players, they make them all the time. If your criticism comes from the fact that he did so publicly, we live in a world now where they got the video, they got social media, they're interviewing you. I don't not tackle. Of course I tackle. What are you talking about? What about that play right there? You're looking right at it. What, are you just going to lie to everybody so you go, all right, sometimes I make a business decision.
Max,
and now we got you. We got you.
He's basically saying he's not fully invested. I just don't understand the rationale when you're trying to get paid. Like, I don't understand the psyche,
Molly,
how you can even defend that.
A lot of your favorite players who were on championship teams made business decisions at times on the field throughout the course of their career.
They didn't come out and say it.
But so we're penalizing him for being honest?
Yeah.
For saying, okay, because by the way, they played his video.
Why is that hard for you to comprehend?
Certain things you just can't say publicly.
Hold on, Molly.
What do you want him to do? They played the video. They point to that play. What do you want him to do?
Max, you're sick. I'm sorry. You're healthy. But you know what? You go back and instead of saying you sick, you call into the boss. Yeah, man, I took the day off because I just didn't feel like working. That work for you? Does that work for you?
But if Dennis Bueller is caught at the Cubs game or whatever, what are you supposed to say?
Stop messing with God's money by encouraging them to be stupid.
Still to come, the Redskins say they're not going to franchise Kirk Cousins. Is this a huge mistake letting him go for nothing? But first, Stephen A's favorite topic. This story involves Colorado's marijuana laws and a Texas college coach. Don't miss it.
Stay off the weed.